You're welcome back to Nazi Styles YouTube channel. In this video, you're going to learn how to perfectly make an elastic waistband with a rope. If this sounds like something you're interested in, please keep watching and please watch this video to the end. After joining the sides and the inseam of the trouser, you're going to open up the waistline this way. You measure from the center front to the center back, like so. Mine is 19 inches and this figure will guide me to cut out the band where the elastic will be inserted into, that is the elastic casing. But then I'll be adding extra inches to this 19 inches while cutting on fabric. Because of the rope that I'll be adding to this elastic waistband, I cut out 2 pieces of this. Instead of cutting it in a long stripe, I made it 2 pieces. Okay, one piece is, this is 2.5 inches on fold. The elastic itself is 2 inches wide. That is why I cut out 2.5 inches on fold for the fabric. Then the length is 19 inches plus extra. That's the length of the fabric. For the elastic, just deduct about 3 inches from your original waist circumference. If your waist circumference is 25, you can just do 25 minus 3. This 2 inches elastic does not really stretch much, so you don't need to deduct so many inches from your waist. Sometimes I even advise you use your exact waist measurement when working with this 2 inches wide elastic. So I'm going to be placing the 2 fabrics together, right side facing each other, like so. I'll align it properly. Then one part will be for the center back and one part will be for the center front. So this part that I'm touching now will serve as my center back, and I've marked out ½ inch. As you can see, that will be the joining allowance at that point. Now from that ½ inch, I'm going to be taking the measurement of the waistline, which is 19 inches. So after the 19 inches mark, you can see that I still have a little space for joining at that point as well, and this part will be my center front. That is where the rope will be inserted into. Now for me to create a neat opening where the rope will be inserted into, I'll come down from the top of this fabric. I'm going to come down by 3.5 inches and I'm marking this on that 19 inches line. Okay, from the 3.5 inches, I'll come down by 3/4 of an inch. That 3/4 of an inch is the space where the rope will be passed into. I hope you understand. Then after the 3/4 of an inch, I continue to roll out the same allowance. Let me show you. So I'm going to be sewing from the top till I get to this point. That is where the 3/4 is starting from. So, and that space you're seeing there where I use the white chalk is the 3/4 of an inch. Then I'll continue sewing. For this other part, I'm going to be sewing it all through because that's the center back. There is no rope. I'm not passing it from the center back. I hope you understand. So I've gone to stitch on that line and I started sewing from the top. Okay, I started sewing from the top, and when I got to the beginning of the 0.75 inch, I skipped and continued sewing from the second line. Do you get? The little space I have there is 3/4, which is also 0.75 inch. I think when you practice it, you understand it better. Then for the back parts, I stitched it all through. The next thing I will do now is to open up the band this way. Okay, when I open it this way, look at the center front. I'll open up the seam allowance. When you open the seam allowance, you see that small tiny space there. That's exactly what we're trying to achieve, and we've achieved it. That is where the rope will be passed through. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to take this to my sewing machine and stitch down this seam allowance on both sides. I'll stitch it down to enable the rope to pass in freely without any obstacle. So I've gone to sew that part, and after stitching it down, you can see the place is looking flat. The rope can pass in freely. And the next thing I'll do is to fold the elastic. I'll place it and fold the original way it was cut out. I hope you understand, right? I'll arrange it very well and fold it this way. You can go ahead and use your iron to iron it to keep it together. I'll bring in the elastic at this point, and I'll take this to my sewing machine. See the way I'm overlapping the two edges? I'll take it to my sewing machine and join it. After joining the elastic, this is what it should look like. Now I'm going to be inserting it into this band. Okay, I'll pick up the elastic and I'll lay it flat. I'll open up the band and insert the elastic into it this way. Okay, then I'll pick it up at the edge. Now I'll take it to my sewing machine and start sewing 0.25 inch. As you're sewing this, make sure to be pushing the elastic into the band properly. Then you keep sewing till you get to the end of the elastic. So this is what it should look like after sewing it round. So I've successfully inserted the elastic into this band. The next thing I'll do now is to stretch out the elastic band like so. Then I'll get my pins and pin it at the center front and at the center back. Okay, just watch to see what I am doing. I'll suspend it at the center front. I'll take another pin and pin it at the center back as well. After that, I'll further divide the band into two equal parts to get the midpoint, and I'll also be placing my pin at this midpoint. Very soon you understand why I am doing this. These pins are going to guide me when I am sewing on top of this band. I'll take this to my sewing machine now, starting from the center front. Okay, I'll come down from that folded part of the elastic band. I'll come down by ½ inch, and I'm going to be sewing on that ½ inch. You see how this pin is going to guide me. Once I hold one pin and hold the other one, I will stretch it out and sew. After sewing at that point, I will hold the next pin and hold the other one again and stretch out and sew. Okay, I will repeat this process till I get to the end of the band. I hope you understand, right? Now to sew the second line, I'll come over to the center front again. This time around, I'm going to be skipping that 0.75 inch space that we left for the rope. Remember, see this tiny space there? I don't know if you can see it. So I will skip it, then and come under it and sew another line. That means you measure 0.75 from the first line that you sewed, then you now sew another one down. So after sewing, this is what it should look like. Okay, this is what it should look like, and the next thing you're going to do now is to insert the rope. I will make use of my safety pin, and I'm going to use it to insert this rope. I will locate that center front where we left the opening. Then I'll proceed to insert my rope carefully. Because we left 0.75 inch space, inserting the rope will be very easy. It will not get stuck at any point. You know, some people prefer to leave about 0.5 inch space, but me, I prefer to leave 0.75, so I'll have enough space for the rope to pass through. So I'm going to keep inserting this rope till it comes out from the other part of the opening. So this is what I have here after doing that. See how beautiful the elastic waistband looks. The next thing I'm going to do is to create a little knot at the tip of the rope, like so. Okay, so that when you're pulling it, it will not go back inside. So this is it. It is ready to be attached to the waistline of the trouser. After attaching it to the waistline of the trouser, this is what it should look like. It looks so beautiful. You need to see this in real life. It looks so beautiful. This video did not even do justice to it. So my people, we have come to the end of today's tutorial. If you found value in this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're here to do that, and remember to leave a very nice comment below and share this video to your friends and your loved ones. See you in my next video. Bye.